There is a peculiar thing that happens to the human mind when it grows up in a world that does not feel safe. And the strange part is that we rarely call it intelligence, even though that is exactly what it is. Because what we call overthinking is often not excess thought at all, but excess vigilance. A mind that learned very early that danger does not announce itself clearly, that love can disappear suddenly, that rules change without warning, that adults may be present physically, but absent emotionally. And so the mind does what any intelligent system would do under those conditions. It scans, it anticipates, it rehearses, it imagines every possible outcome before it happens, not because it enjoys anxiety, but because prediction feels safer than surprise. And this is why so many people who grew up with instability, inconsistency, emotional neglect, or chronic stress develop minds that never quite turn off, because the nervous system learned that rest is risky, that stillness invites pain, and that awareness must be constant to survive. And when such a mind enters adulthood, we give it names like ADHD, anxiety disorder, oppositional defiance, conduct problems, emotional dysregulation, or later, personality styles that look dramatic, volatile, avoidant, rigid, or dependent. But beneath all those labels is the same simple story. A nervous system that never learned it was safe to relax into trust. You see, when a child grows up with repeated adverse experiences, whether obvious trauma like abuse and chaos, or quieter wounds like emotional unavailability, chronic distraction, inconsistent presence, or being raised by overwhelmed caregivers, the brain does not say, "This is unfair." It says, "This is the environment." And then it adapts. And adaptation is not gentle, it is efficient. And one of the most efficient survival strategies the brain has is to think ahead, to stay alert, to fill silence with analysis, to prepare arguments, to imagine threats before they arrive. And when this happens early and often, thinking itself becomes a form of armor, a way of staying in control in a world that felt unpredictable. And so what looks like overthinking is often the echo of a childhood where thinking was safer than feeling, and control was safer than connection. Now here is where it becomes especially interesting, because this same survival intelligence can go in two very different directions, almost like water flowing downhill, depending on temperament, environment, and opportunity. Because for some people, this constant mental activity spills outward, becoming talkativeness, emotional intensity, storytelling, persuasion, charm, confrontation, drama, and even manipulation. Not because